Have you ever wondered what you might find if you were to venture just below the water's surface on the average suburban wildlife pond at night time? Well, hide behind your sofas and grab hold of your cushions, because you are about to find out. Join me now as we enter a strange underwater nocturnal world. Gone are the reassuring rays of the sun, and now we enter a world lit only by moonlight. What you might see in this video, if you look very, very carefully, may alarm you. But what we have to remember is that this is their world. We are the visitors. We could not survive down here, so all credit to them for doing so. Down here, over millions of years, nature has evolved some strange but beautiful creatures. We are about to see some of those creatures in the next few minutes. Sometimes the beady eye of a newt. But they have no fear, only curiosity. This is their element. A body of water created by a man for the sole intention of providing a home for wildlife. This body of water is now fulfilling its purpose. The stagnant smell of spring water as the pond finds its balance, which repulses us so much, attracts these creatures from miles around. Some of them crawl for miles in the undergrowth, driven by the scent of the stagnant pond, until eventually they find their oasis. Others are brought here on the foot of a bird which lands for a drink. Some fly in and lay their eggs, which eventually hatch and carry out their first life cycle beneath the ripples on the water's surface. Who could imagine that some of these incredible creatures will eventually emerge into the air and become beautiful dragonflies? Leaves which were last year on a local oak tree have now blown here, landed on the surface and fallen to the bottom. And they start to decay, but in this context, decay is life. Decay is microorganisms at work, adding to the compounds and elements of the sediment at the bottom of this pond, which provides a home for other invertebrates. And so now, after only 1 year in situ, we have a complete working ecosystem. Many of these plants will provide homes for other creatures. They will also provide an environment for creatures to lay their eggs and spawn. Nature is indeed a numbers game. A toad may lay 1,000,000 eggs in a long string of spawn. But how many of those eggs will survive to maturity? 1 or 2? Nature is indeed red in tooth and claw, but down here, in the depths of the night, to our eyes, there is no red, just the green of the slime as this pond starts to find its balance. And so every night, whilst we are sleeping, this pond is working. A finite number of hours and minutes, that's all they have. And then the sun will start to rise, earlier and earlier as the summer continues. And so, these creatures get less time to operate. Indeed, some of these creatures will emerge from the water at the end of spring. They only come here to breed. And now we will leave these creatures to go about their business and retire to the cottage. We've seen enough and we've disturbed them enough. Let's go back inside for a hot chocolate.